Hey, what's up? It's Mario. And today I want to talk about white privilege here in China. So I saw a video recently about white privilege in China. Does it exist? And immediately the answer is, of course, absolutely. And I'm kind of tired of the dynamic of, when a video like this comes on, most of the outlook is kind of always, hey, I'm the bad guy, but hey, I'm telling you that I'm the bad guy, and therefore I'm a good guy. So you should trust me. Listen, we are the problem. And I know, and I hate it. And that's the system. And this is kind of like very shallow, in my opinion, to present topics like this because everything's a bit more nuanced, although the internet hates nuance. But I like to see and say my thing. I like to give my opinion the way that I see things. And one of the reasons why I think, yeah, this is exists here in China, it's not so much that white people are seen as better or superior. It's more that we as human beings, every human being, we value scarcity more than anything. So here in China, foreigners in general are less than 1% of the population. Therefore, they're very scarce. And because they're very scarce, their value goes up in some certain markets and industries, and for some use cases, let's say, right? So, are white people privileged here in China for things like finance, work, or business opportunities and dating opportunities? And the reality is, yes. But let's break it down a little bit because it's not as shallow. It's like, okay, you're white, you got this privilege, and you're gonna get everything easy. And it's really not like that. I kind of wish it was like that because I'm white, so I would like to get that easy and stuff. Do we get opportunities, business opportunities that other people don't get? Perhaps we do. But the reason, again, it's because we're more scarce. It's much more difficult to get somebody who is white here to make a video. But let's just say foreigners in general, not just white. Okay. So for business opportunities, we as foreigners we get called to be on videos, to be on commercials, and you don't even have to look like a model. I've been on plenty of commercials myself here, and because they're always looking for people who look westerner. And so that's that, right? Because we are scarce, we get those opportunities. Not because like oh, white is more valued here. It's simply more valued because it's more scarce. In the same way that luxury brands make their scarcity more valuable. So a Ferrari is more valuable than a Toyota, or a Rolex is more valuable than an Apple Watch. Even though the engineering, you could very easily argue that the engineering for an Apple Watch is better and superior to a Rolex. The Rolex only has value because it's difficult to get. It's really difficult to get. You cannot get it. You cannot even get it. You need to be on a list. You need to go to the black market to buy it. You cannot even get it. Okay, not even if you wanted to buy it today, you cannot just walk in there and get a Rolex from the store. You simply cannot do that. In the same way that universities, let's say like Peking University, Beijing University, Fudan University here, they're seen as much more valuable largely because it's really hard to get in there. And because of the fact it's really hard to get there, it's almost impossible to get there. Because it's almost impossible to get there, automatically that shoots up the status of that university because like you got in there, you come from there. That's insane. That's amazing. And yeah, obviously they produce some of the best engineers and some of the best people in science and minds of China that contribute to the best inventions of China. That's also true, but it's true that doesn't take away from the fact that the scarcity is really what makes it valuable, right? Or it's one of the factors that makes it valuable. Let's just say that. And when it comes to dating, it's when it comes to dating, I have a different opinion on this, and people might disagree with me, and that's okay. I don't think that being white here helps you with dating. It might help you get your foot in the door or something like that, but it will not help you in the long run. And I think because people in general, women in my case, they value personality over they value personality and charisma over skin color, right? So it doesn't really matter if you're white. They're not gonna date you because you're white, or they might like you because you're white for the first day, but that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the end of it. If you wanna have a relationship, you're gonna have to bring your charisma, your personality, and value to that relationship, and that is more to do with something that you can control. So even if you can, even if you wanted to change your skin color, you can't. So it's not something you can control. So even if it was true that white people get more dates or get better success with dating in here, even if that were true, just believing that story will make it more difficult for you to live here as a local person, as a Chinese person, because just you internalizing that makes you believe that there's something inherent about you that you have no control over, that you cannot do anything about, you cannot work on it, and that's going to be the de facto reason why women reject you. Meanwhile, you can work on your charisma, you can work on what you wear, you can work on how you come across, and I promise you those things will serve you way more than the color of your skin, what skin you are, or like what race you are. Okay, I've been in rooms with very attractive girls, and I'm a white guy, you can consider me like, wow, I'm super attractive, whatever. And then a Chinese guy with like awesome aura and charisma, just talking like super funny and stuff, gets all the attention in the room. And so where's the advantage for him there? Like, okay, he speaks the language better than me, of course, but also, you know, at that moment, he's using his charisma, his personality, and that's really what makes someone attractive. So when it comes to dating, I really don't agree with people that say like, okay, white people get it much more easy here. It might be true that some people maybe want to get out of the country, or maybe you want to travel around and you need a passport. You can become a passport bro, but doesn't really go for like long term relationship. Anyway, that's my take on it, and I'm curious to see what you think about it. It's Mario.